Those who've never had to dig through the trash to read cooking instructions on a package before, how's life going for you? I have saved all kinds of useless shit because I might need it later. I think the reckless call this hoarding. A real hoarder has like 5 more unopened packages of the same thing in the pantry that could be used to read directions off of, but doesn't remember that fact until after digging through the trash. Does anyone else worry that they might become a hoarder? Sometimes they'll be like, what if I need this, and end up keeping everything. Yeah, both my parents were extreme hoarders. I struggle with saving things I might use, and try to donate or trash them. Sometimes I worry that it's a losing battle. I don't know whether it's better or worse to be aware of it. I'd say it's better to be aware of it, because you can make a conscious effort against becoming a hoarder. Yep, the biggest takeaway for me watching only a few minutes of that hoarder reality show was how seemingly oblivious the person was to their living conditions. Entire living rooms with maybe a foot width of clearance as a pathway through, and absolutely zero self-awareness of the effect it had on their lives. You should not have to somersault over defunct toaster ovens to take a shit. Gotta get aerobics in, somehow. Helps get the shit out too. As long as they aren't baking instruction, I like to live dangerously. If they are baking instructions, I'm going back and forth to the trash can. Damn, what temperature did it say to preheat to? Checks trash, walks away. Damn, how long did it say to bake for? More like, damn, what temperature did it say to preheat to? Checks trash, walks away. Damn, what temperature did it say to preheat to? You're doing better than me. Damn, what temperature did it say to preheat to? Checks trash. Why the duck am I staring at the trash? Walks away from kitchen leaving the oven on and ingredients out. Wakes up next morning, posts picture of charcoal on shitty food porn. I use the packaging as a coaster for the spoon I'm stirring it with. I'll throw the same box of hamburger helper are like 5 times. I did the dig 3 times today for 3 different reasons. Cooking time, ingredients and calorie count per serving. Did you dig, or did you just pick it up off the top of the garbage a few times? Usually I get lucky and it will be on top, but occasionally I dig. Still procrastinating, thank you. Real answer, some people aren't brave enough to admit that they do in fact do this thing that Op is actually talking about. Reads instructions alright, easy enough. 2 minutes later, aw duck, what did it say? Digs in trash to get instructions. Did exactly this earlier and all instructions said was add water whisk. How could I not remember that? How much water is the difficult step? Do I let it simmer with the lid on or off? Do I stir constantly or frequently or occasionally? It has no comments cause no one ever survived without doing it. Oh thank God it's not just me throwing that shit away too soon. Edit, my highest voted comment of all time after 5+ years. Duck you to Reddit. Made another disgusting but nutritious meal. Rethinking my life choices. How the duck would I know? I would like to possess the foresight you have. I bless the microwave food with a may this meal be delicious, ramen. I do this so often I just cut out the chicken nugget instructions and put them on the fridge with a magnet. Most other stuff I have memorized. For some reason I can never remember what temperature the nuggets cook at. It cooks at hot. I put everything frozen in the microwave for 3 minutes, if it's not cooked it goes back in. If it's dry I add water and throw it in the microwave or boil it until I think it's done. Happy to report I only started one fire and most of my food hasn't given me food poisoning. Most? There was this ducking chili. Oh my, I'm sorry frown. Duck you, I always forget how much water stuffing needs. I just did this making biscuits and gravy. The paper that tears off the biscuits is the one to keep BTW. Those biscuit wrappers make me insane. Why? DOUH have a hard time me reading IT? Boom. You learn to get by winging it. Cooking wise, you can get pretty good at cooking as you learn to cook by intuition via trial and error. Granted you will start off by being a pretty shitty cook, but stick at it and make small changes and you will find what works what doesn't. Remember, most of the best cooking techniques and recipes were probably discovered by accident when trying to do something else. You never know what you might find out. I only do it so I can get garbage water all over my hands and then grab the food forgetting to wash. Still trying to open a box of mac and cheese by pressing my thumb into the thumb tab to open the damn box. I'm a homeless divorced ex-junkie living on my parents' couch with a minimum wage job. But, honestly, I just got my dog back from my ex-wife. So I'm not sure I have a single complaint in the goddamn world. Too many ducking joke questions on this sub lately. What is the point of this thread? It doesn't provoke conversation, it's just like a weak joke. Life is wonderful. But, for some reason, the food is gross. Great. Just made some ramen with my Keurig machine, then put it in the microwave for a minute to give the noodles a better texture. So I'm the chosen one. Not amazing. If I accidentally throw it out, I will just guesstimate how it should be cooked. I'm not good at guesstimating, but I do it every time. Well, damn, clearly not as ducking interesting. MYB someday though. I'm surprised this has any replies. Heat until warm, reduce heat and simmer until done. Season to taste. I'm going to find the people who write that shit and beat them with a ruler. Pre-internet days I definitely did this. Thank God for the internet because now I don't need to rummage through the trash to cook, I can just go online. Realistically, this thread should have 0 comments. Many of my meals are undercooked or burnt, sometimes both. My whole house is filled with trash that I might need in the future. I guess everything has pros and cons. Great until I realize we've got a different brand of chips and have to change my timer as well as go through the trash. Can this shit be added as against the rules like writing out a personal story was so long ago? All this is someone wanting to say lol, I had to dig in the garbage today to find instructions for cooking my food. Those people are a myth. I don't think these type of people exist, and if they do, they're probably liars. I think some of the people posting here are lying to themselves and others. Almost everyone does this once at some point. I refuse to believe there was a human dead or alive that hasn't raked cooking instructions out of a bean-soiled bin. I don't think I've ever met anyone who qualifies TBH. Life going okay. Going a bit stir-crazy, living in an area locked down, missing people a lot. Probably why I threw out that single-serving frozen dinner box before reading it. Honestly, thanks for asking. It meant a lot. What is worse, is after reading it again, you toss it again. And have to dig it back out a second time because you couldn't remember it was 1.5 or 1.25 cups of water. I'm one of the fools that goes back and forth to the trash several times to read the instructions. Doing great. The first rule of cooking anyway is not to be precise in the measurements and gradually work yourself up in spices and other things. Commonly made foods, I cut out instructions, stick them on the fridge with a magnetic clip. Toss out the box and keep the food in the bags in the fridge freezer. Saves so much space. 12 a cup, not 14. Low effort post. Mods suck. Burn my Grand's biscuits. Unfortunately, I don't fit in with the described group. Frown. No one of this ilk exists. Awful. I just eyeball everything, it's a risk but it's worth the adrenaline XD.